A package in the mail, MSX games from Japan. Collecting without fail, those shoot 'em ups, and that's the plan. He doesn't just collect them, he also codes them too. Join us and we'll go on electric adventures with you.
Hey YouTube, Electric Adventures here with my channel update for September 2017. It's been the month of, well, the flu season over here. Did have the flu injection, thought I'd sailed through without getting anything, but no, I got the flu and got a sinus infection. So been relying on a few videos that I recorded earlier to fill in, and obviously a few days late with recording this one as well. But anyway, no more of that. I'm all better. I'm surviving. And during the month I actually had quite a few interesting pickups. One of the first ones I got, a follow-up to it's another Kickstarter that I supported, and I like my board games, especially like these mini games that are nice and portable, and it's Epic Quest, which is the follow-up to, my brain's going to fail me now, Back to the Black, I think, is it something like that, but it's made by the same people, and it's a fantasy oriented one. And you see, I've been sick and I haven't had a chance to open it, so my voice will probably fail me during this as I go through this. It was also Father's Day, and my two eldest daughters bought me some presents. So my eldest daughter and future son-in-law, who's also a Star Wars nut, bought me this, I have to hold it all the way back, Star Wars First Order Stormtrooper, which is really nice. I said I really do like my Star Wars stuff. I just don't buy it myself anymore because I've got, I put all my money into video games. That's my chosen thing to collect. I have kept my, for those who look carefully in my room tours, I have kept my original Star Wars Lego. But I did actually sell off all of my Star Wars figures, so I did that a very long time ago. So this is one of the first new Star Wars things I have, and I've never had one of the big figures. It's got a lot of detail on it. There's a blaster down there as well, and very pleased. So my daughter knows me well. My next daughter got me also Star Wars related, a Boba Fett Poppet. Haven't taken it out of the box or anything like that. Not really a Poppet collector, but it's a Star Wars thing, so it's okay. And we've got a couple of them around the house actually. My wife found the ones from Labyrinth, so Jared and I can't remember the girl's character now. I should. One of my favourite films with my wife as well. Next thing from the second order is very inventive. She ordered online, took a long time to arrive apparently. So I hold up the box, comes in a nice box like this, so obviously Star Trek related, so yes, I'm a Trekkie as well. And we read the edge of the thing, and it is a USS Enterprise pizza cutter. It's actually really clever. So foam packing, and pull it out, and it is a pizza cutter. And it looks very nice. It does have a couple of spots that could be used as a stand mount. Apparently I have to use it for cutting pizza though, so we haven't had a chance to have some homemade pizza for a while, so we may have to have something very soon. Heading towards the warmer weather. Hopefully it's in the warmer weather. We're 1 month all the way through spring, and we haven't had much both dry and or clear weather. So my garden outside looks absolutely disgusting. Okay, now I do have a couple of PS4 pickups. This came on back order from the other ones. I ordered at the same time as the first one in the thing. As I said, it was literally only about between $9 and $12 US. And it is Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. Intrigue crap. Haven't even tried it, but I haven't finished playing through the first collection yet. And this one, probably one of my more recent pickups in this lot, I actually found in the special bin of our local EB Games. I just dig through there on occasion and have a look. I'm not particularly after any more PS4 games because I've got a bit of a backlog, but if I see something I really want and want to play at some stage, I'll grab it. So for a very cheap price, I got Earth Defense Force 4.1. Now I have Earth Defense Force games for the PSP and the Vita, but I haven't actually ever played a PS4 version, so looking forward to giving that one a play. Now my daughter, and I forgot to bring this out, bought herself, this is my youngest daughter, bought herself Lego Worlds for the Nintendo Switch, which she's still enjoying. And I got her another game out of the special bin at the same time as I got that. I'll have to flash a picture up here because I can't remember what it was, but it was a little dungeon crawler, which she's never played one of those before. She's 11. She played it and she got killed fairly quickly, but then she worked it out and has been playing it some more, so I may have made her into a dungeon crawler addict. We'll have to see. Right, sorry for the slight cut there. The dog wanted to go out, even though it wanted to come in when I started making the video, then it wanted to go out. Right, I went to, wife and I tried to clean out some toys. Don't worry, these are all girls' early toys. I mean, some people out there might be interested in ponies. We have 4 girls. Our youngest is now 11, so there are a lot of toys around the 5-6-year-old mark that don't interest any of them at all. And we don't have infinite space. So we go into a market selling that and old clothes and things like that. I actually took a few of my double games along and sold those as well. I struck up a conversation with actually a person who watches my YouTube channel. This is pretty much the first time this has ever happened to me. And he also, and when he knows I have shown my Laserdisc collection in the past, and he was talking about the fact that he had some doubles. And he said he'd race off home and come back and bring one back for me. Well, he came back and he didn't just bring back one, he brought back 3. So the one he was talking about originally was Kindergarten Cop, which is actually not a too bad Arnie movie. Once again, being sick, although you'd think I'd watch lots of movies when I was sick, I haven't had a chance to watch any of these since he's given them to me yet, although we got very close. The next one, which was an absolutely fantastic surprise, because this is one of the Laserdiscs I always wanted and missed out on back in the day, and it is a copy of Terminator 2, so it's the non-extended edition. So it's the first release one, which is what he said. He's got the extended edition one, so he didn't need to have 2 copies. Now, it's not a gatefold like the others. Yeah, so both of these are just, so this is a sleeve, it's got 2 discs in it, and there's no fold-out part. And then the other one that he was talking about, but I didn't think he was actually going to give it to me when he was talking about it, it is a copy of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and it's the proper, which is the wonderful thing about Laserdisc is some of the covers. It's a proper gatefold one. Hope I'm doing that justice. Now, I haven't watched this movie for years, so I'm really looking forward to it. And since we have actually been watching some Laserdiscs lately, as an example, Labyrinth came on TV the other day, and I said, well, let's pop the Laserdisc on and watch that, so we don't have to watch the commercials. And then the other day when we both were sick, my wife wanted to watch one of the, because some of our movies that we bought together, if you know what I mean, we bought on Laserdisc, and I don't know if the conversation with the girls came up about Michelle Pfeiffer, and she wanted to watch Lady Hawk. So I've got Lady Hawk on Laserdisc, and it's a really good version. So I'm looking forward to watching those. So thank you very much, Brendan. That's his name, Brendan. And I'm very appreciative of those. So I'm not actively into getting a lot of Laserdiscs. Now I'm saying this, I do remember that I did get a lot of Star Trek Laserdiscs, but the reason why I've shown those is some of those are PAL CAV, and none of my players play those. So I've been going through the discs and figuring out the ones I can watch, and I'll probably trade off those other ones with some of the other guys. There's a bit of a Laserdisc collection crowd around here in Hobart Teddy, which is good. I've no intention of, buying any more Laserdiscs or anything like that. I'm happy with what I have. Alright, now there's one final pickup for this. I know there's been a lot of pickups in this one, and I don't normally have this many other pickups during the month, but remember, I don't have much time to make videos. Is something that I picked up on Saturday, so I haven't had it very long. I have played it a little bit and have been enjoying it. A lot of other people around the world have them, and it is none other than the Super Nintendo Mini. Now, I missed out completely on the NES Classic Mini. Now, saying that, I do have a lot of ways to play NES games, and even though I program for the NES and do enjoy it, I'm not a total fan of all NES games, mainly because I live in a power country and never really liked the console, because power versions of the games are pretty crap. You really need to run the NTSC versions. And I have a really good Famicom collection. Right? I have a really good Famicom collection, and I even have quite a few NES games, so I have plenty of ways of playing the originals. Whereas with the Super Nintendo, it is a console that I bought when it first came out. There were particular games that I really liked that I no longer own, which are mainly the RPGs. Because around the time I had the console, that was when I was running my shop, and when I closed my shop down, I was selling everything out, and I actually kept the console. So the PAL Super Nintendo console that I have now is my one from back of the day. So there's one of my original consoles, but I only have a couple of games for it. So I kept Super Star Wars and Super Empire Strikes Back, both of which got stolen when my house got robbed, but I managed to keep the console. I have Super Donkey Kong Country, and a couple of other PAL titles. I really do not have a lot of PAL. Obviously in recent times, in the last year, I have gotten into getting the Super Famicom's games because they have been at an appropriate price. It did take me a while to get a Super Famicom console, so I was playing most of those using like an action replay card, but then you have they're not really playing at the right speed. I did have my Retron 5, but I don't know why I don't seem to use that very much. I don't know why. I probably should. And this one contains quite a few games that I either don't have at all. I mean, I actually have most of the action-orientated games as a Super Famicom game on this, but all of these RPGs, I've got one of them out of the lot of them. No, it's a lie. I have two. I have Zelda and I have Super Secret of Mana, but I have the Japanese versions, and of course they're full of kanji, and unless you play them on the Retron 5 and to add a translation patch, it makes them a bit harder to play. So the games on the back of here that I'm really interested in playing are the RPGs. Another thing that it has going for it are the save slots and the rewind. I suffer from very limited amounts of time to actually be able to play games, and usually it's also why modern gaming frustrates me, because every time I get one of those rare chances to go play a game, I turn the console on and it needs to update. Usually it's downloaded that for me, so that's not too bad, but then usually the game needs to do a download and update, and some of those can be quite large, and before I know it, I don't actually end up playing the game that I sat down to play. I'll play something else. I usually play one of the downloaded games that I have on the machine, or I'll go do something else and I'll give up. I can turn this on instantly. I can basically be playing games, take up from where I left off, and I can be playing a couple at a time if I want. I've already started playing Secret of Mana all the way from the beginning, and I'm quite enjoying it so far. So for me, this is a brilliant little device. I'm not sure whether I would have gelled as much with the NES Classic. If they brought out some more stock, would I probably get one? I possibly would, just because I have this one and it'd be nice to get the earlier one. But I'm not worried if I don't ever get one. Really pleased it comes with two controllers. Means I can play the Mario Kart with my daughter, and also I think F-Zero you can play two players. And I think she's interested in playing some of the Kirby games. So I haven't played any of the Kirby games on here, none of them at all. I never had Super Mario World back in the day. I do actually have a copy though, but I haven't had to spend a lot of time in it. but I'm really interested in the RPG. So I started with Secret of Mana. I'll probably play Legend of Zelda next, because I've never finished that, and then I'll play games that I've never touched at all. So Final Fantasy 3 and of course Earthbound. I've never played Earthbound. And there are other games on here that I haven't played a lot. Will I play Super Metroid and Super Ghouls and Ghosts and Castlevania 4 and Contra on here? Probably not. I've got real versions of those for the Super Famicom, and I'll get more enjoyment playing of those. But there are other games on here that I haven't played a lot, so really pleased about that. So I've been holding up the box the whole time. So for those of you who haven't seen one of the millions of videos on these, so this is the PAL Territories one, and it looks just like a PAL Super Nintendo, as they're called here, not a Super Famicom, which an air box. So the games are identical to the ones in the US, it's just a different looking console. Reasonable length cord, and the control's pretty cool. And there's two of those. Now I also thought, because I heard the cables were a bit short, they were trying to sell me some extension cables, which on retrospect I probably should have bought, because I got this thing. Oh, I've left the actual. Sorry, I got it out the box. Hori Wireless Fighting Commander. It feels really nice. It was really hard to sync. I thought it was something wrong with my batteries. I had to hold it like 5 millimeters away from the sensor to get it to sync. And then sitting back on my couch, depending on how I sat, depending on how it worked. So it's got a really short range. And I tried 2 different sorts of batteries. Now they weren't real, brand alkaline batteries. They were a no-name brand that I've had sitting in a cupboard for quite some time, but that shouldn't make any difference. I will buy a set of Ever-Ready batteries and give it one more try, but don't recommend it. Don't recommend it. Other than that, it feels nice, and I appreciate all the all the repeat buttons on it and everything like that. But if it's a wireless control and the wireless is rubbish, not going to get any use here. So a lot of pickups for this month, so I probably have rambled on about a bit that. Now, other things that happened during the month, I was lucky enough to attend a Microsoft Hackfest in Melbourne, specifically for the Microsoft Teams product. Myself and my development team for the entity that I work for now, we were actually invited. Went along for 2 days of hacking together a solution. That was good fun. But also our hotel was right next to a place called Bartronica. And as it happens, Bartronica is actually the sponsor of the Press Play on Tape podcast that I'm a member of as well. Now I didn't actually get to meet Josh, who owns the bar, who's the sponsor, but I went in and had a bit of a look. If I can resurrect some video, you'll see that there, otherwise you'll just see a sad single picture. I had a quick play of the games. Now I will admit the other members of my team that were with me there were not quite into retro games as I am. They are a lot younger than me. So while they drank a beer, I played on a couple of machines and said to myself, I'll come back the next day. So we arrived on a Sunday, so we went there on a Sunday. So after went out to dinner on the Monday night with the guys, and they settled on to a longer drinking session because I don't drink very much. I walked back to the hotel and went to the bar, and it was shut because it's shut on Mondays. So all I can say is bugger. I will hopefully get to go back to Melbourne sometime soon, and I'll definitely be giving it another visit. There were some nice machines there. Not that my video or pictures are going to show that. So, but if you're in Melbourne, go visit. It's well worth it. And they had, they had a couple of Nintendo 64s and a few other machines that you could play multiplayer for free. You didn't have to pay for those. Obviously, all the machines you got to pay for, and the beers and spirits, obviously, you have to pay for. Shows how often I go out. I thought the beers were expensive, but then we went to other places and they were no more expensive than any other place in Melbourne. So it shows you how often I buy a drink when I'm out. Or am I just getting old? Alright, we better quickly cover my talkie topic for this one, which is, so it's raised by Lawnbowers Post 1975. Although he said, what do you think about VidMe and the whether YouTube's dying and all this sort of stuff. I really should put the specific question. Well, I've actually opened a VidMe account. If you're interested, I'll add it to my links down below. And it's very easy to use. It's not hard to set up an account. I've already had mine verified, and I quickly transferred over a select number of my videos. I haven't just gone and dumped all my videos on there, releasing the ones that I consider I've put more work into, like my Let's Make a Retro Game, my A to Z of my MSX that runs are currently going through, and I'll upload these monthly updates up to VidMe as well. Is it going to replace YouTube? Probably not. Is YouTube dying? I don't think YouTube's dying. It's just changing, right? It's got more rules, which may frustrate people. It's almost impossible to get known on YouTube because there are so many people on it. So what I consider, so I've been putting my content on VidMe, and it's actually I've been getting new views, which then go across and look at my YouTube channel as well. So it's one of those things that you can use in collaboration to help improve your channel. And it has a really easy to use interface. It's got an app for the phone and the iPads as well. Am I getting huge amounts of views on it? No. Am I worried about that? No. As other people have said, there's nothing wrong with playing about with these platforms and giving it a go and see if it makes any difference. I mean, I used to upload to Dailymotion as well, but that was harder, and I just tied off. I still got an account and there's some videos on there, but I just haven't used that one very much. This VidMe is nice and clean and modern, so I don't mind it. But I also I don't think YouTube's going to go away anytime soon. I just think the way people are going to view and consume is going to change. It's going to become more and more a pay type of thing. I think that's where YouTube's going. So I suppose they can generate more direct income, I suppose, and it'll become more like little mini TV stations rather than us, which are more hobby related. Because do I make anything out of YouTube? Not really either. So that's not what it's about. It's just about connecting with you guys out there and sharing my experiences. Alright, one final thing. Now, I was sick for a couple of weeks, so once again did not get a lot of time to do any homebrew programming, but I actually did do some. I have made some progress in trying to get Cavern Fighter for Coleco tidied up and ready for release. I've sent off another beta copy for some testing. Post that, I've actually done more work on the intro screen, tidied up some graphics, and some animations. The game is pretty much gameplay complete. I have some enhancements to the end cavern bosses that I'm going to make, and it's still quite lacking in the sound effects department, so there'll be a bit of video up there of some progress. Without coming soon, it still requires the Super Game module, and I have an idea for one more thing to try and get it under the Coleco's 1K limit. I am worried that it will affect the speed of the game, so I'll give it a try. If it doesn't work, I'll just release it as a Coleco with Super Game Module 1. There's a lot more Super Game modules out there now. Both second and third runs have been pretty much sent out now. So there's a lot more users out there for Super Game modules, so not as much of a problem. So want to get that one finished and released as soon as possible. I have made some other minor progress on Sydney Hunter and the Caverns of Death, but it is only minor. I'm still shuffling tiles to try and get it all to fit within the NES's limitations. I'm sure I can solve the current issues that I have. I just need some solid blocks of time, which can be difficult being with a normal, full-time job and kids and everything like that. So, alright, I've probably rambled enough in this video. So I'll let you guys go. Hope you've enjoyed this vlog and channel update for September 2017. I'm Electric Adventures. Thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.